shift in with Doug.
You got it, boss.
Oh, hey guys, what's up? This is Mystical from acupofdeath.com, working on the review for episode 2 of the Walking Dead series game by Telltale Games. Let's turn this into a video review with video. So let's get right into it. The first thing I'd like to mention, episode 2, it blows episode 1 out of the water. The choices are more difficult to make. You actually gotta sit there and think. You know, the first episode, it was good. You know, it introduced you to having to choose between two different things, and it was really cool. You know, for example, you know, the biggest choices you made in episode 1 was there was a couple scenes where you had to decide, should I save this person or should I save that person? Episode 2 takes the level of choice to a whole new level. It had me captivated from the very beginning of the story, from deciding if you had to cut off a guy's leg.
Just see if you can get him out! After that you can leave us or whatever! I don't care! Please!
We gotta get him out of there!
Oh God, thank you!
Fine, but you gotta hurry.
Hurry, please, hurry! Lee, his strap's been altered. There's no release latch. Oh no.
Shit. Walkers! It's now or never, Lee.
Please! Get me out of this!
Mark, get the boys back! Kenny, keep those walkers off of me!
He's lost so much blood already! Please, hurry up! Lee, do something! Oh God, he can't die! Please! Get me
Come
out
on,
of
do
this!
something!
Oh man, hurry!
Let's go, let's go!
Go. Gonna have to cut you out.
No! It has to be now! Try the trap again! Anything, please! Damn it, Lee just cut off his fucking leg!
We don't have time for that. I'm sorry. We have to go, now! Lee, I can't keep him back forever.
Oh God! Shit. Is he?
He passed out.
Took you as far as deciding who to give food rations to. If you remember at the end of episode 1, it told us the story for next time was called Starve for Help, which is the title of this episode. And basically the story starts off with you guys are locked down in this little, you know, makeshift fort at a motel that you made, and your food rations are very, very low. Everybody's hungry, everybody wants food. There's not enough for everybody. And so right after the opening scene of having to choose whether or not you're going to cut this guy's leg off in order to save him, you then jump right into a situation where you have to decide who in your camp you're going to give food to and who you're not. You know, it really makes you think. You know, I mean, it's really fun, really exciting. You're like, you know, who should I give the food to? You know, of course, you know, being the man that I am, I chose to give the food to the kids first, and then I just kind of divvied up the last bit to whoever I felt that I liked more in the game. But I had to take care of the kids first. So what you guys do, I mean, that'll be interesting to see as well. So another great thing about episode 2 is that it really expands on the story of you and Clementine, which is the little girl that you rescue in the first episode. So it expands on that story and really draws you in, and it almost becomes a father-daughter type relationship in this episode 2. I mean, I really felt at times that this was my little girl that I was protecting, which I thought was really neat that the writers were able to bring you into the story that much. You know, in the first episode, you know, if you watch the review for the first episode, I believe I mentioned that, you know, I enjoyed the game, but I really didn't understand why it was as hyped up as it was. With episode 2, I understand completely. Just as I said in the review for the first episode, and I'm going to say it again in this episode, I sat down to play a little bit of it. I never had any intention of playing through the entire episode in one sitting, but that's exactly what I did. I immediately went through the entire second episode, 3 hours later, finished it, and now I'm starting to work on doing the review for you guys. Another big pro of this game is that it makes you want to replay it over and over and over again. I'm into the 2nd episode. I can't wait till I finish the 5th episode. And then honestly, I see myself going and playing through this entire game again just to make different choices, just to see what happens. As I said in the first review for the 1st episode, and if you didn't catch it, it tells it at the beginning of the 2nd episode as well. But the game actually adapts. You know, the story adapts depending on the choices that you make within the game, which is something I think is really neat. It's really, you know, satisfying knowing that you decided what happened and that the story kind of went the way that you decided. So what that does is it causes you to want to go back and see, well, what if I did this? What if I did that? Just to see what would happen and what would, you know, happen in the game. For example, in this episode, you kind of have the choice whether or not you want to go, and this is kind of a spoiler alert, but most of these reviews for this game are, because it's hard talking about the game without talking about the story, as that's kind of what makes the game, is the story. You know, in the game you have to decide whether or not you want to leave your fortified motel area and go with these guys that claim that they have this dairy where they have tons of food for you. And I ended up going to the dairy, and it ended up being a total disaster, and a bunch of crazy stuff happened that I don't want to go into too much detail on because I don't want to ruin the story for those that haven't played it. But now that I know what happened and stuff, I want to go back and replay it and see what happens if I choose not to go there. You know, I'm not sure if the game would still basically have you end up going there through some other means, you know, whether it's another member that says, no, we need to go check it out or whatever, but I'm interested to see what happens if I make that different choice. So replay value I definitely see as being very, very high for this game. So what about the cons? Okay, number 1. This is going, again, with the review of the 1st episode. I mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again. The controls can be very wacky at times. I originally started playing this game on the Xbox Live Arcade. I downloaded it off the Xbox Live Arcade because Telltale Games, or Microsoft, or whoever did it, they made the 1st episode completely free. After playing it on the Xbox Live, the 1st episode, and doing the review and stuff, I decided to instead buy the rest of the episodes on the computer, on the PC, and play it that way just to see if the graphics were better and stuff, because I was a little disappointed by the, you know, graphics for the Xbox version. The graphics aren't necessarily any better because I just don't think that, you know, is an indie type game, you know, it's not by a big developer or anything, so the graphics aren't tremendous or anything like that, and they really didn't get much better going to the PC version. However, I do like the fact of the controls a little better. I mentioned in the 1st episode that the controls for the Xbox and doing it was a little wacky and a little difficult to deal with. The controls are much easier to handle on the PC. That does not mean that it's still not a little buggy. There are still times that the controls will drive you absolutely freaking crazy. And there's not much you can do about it other than deal with it. The game makes up for it in the story by far. I mean, it outweighs it by a sheer amount of awesomeness, but it's still a pain in the butt that the controls weren't done at least a little better. So I am disappointed about that. The only other con that I really have about the game, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the graphics, is that not only are the graphics kind of low-key, or whatever you want to call it, you know, not the greatest. The transitions between different parts of the games, between, like, you know, cutscenes of the game and the gameplay and stuff, can be a bit choppy and jumpy at times, and it's not always very smooth, which of course is how we like to see it in a game. I mean, there's times when it just completely just kind of, I mean, cuts off and goes to the next part, and you're just like, man, that was horrible. You know, but again, I mean, I think what makes this game so great, I mean, obviously, by playing the 2nd episode now, I can tell you, it's the story. I mean, that it's not the controls, it's not the, you know, the bugs that you find here or there that define this game. It's definitely the story. No doubt about that. The story's compelling. It'll draw you in. It's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking out the series. I am going to be doing reviews on the last 3 episodes that are out so far. And another great thing is Telltale Games has released information that they will be coming out in 2013 with 5 more episodes, 6 through 10. Right now they came out with episodes 1 to 5. They will be coming out with episodes 6 to 10 this next year, meaning that the game did do well enough for them to warrant coming out with a new season of the game. Something else which I think is pretty cool is that, you know, the games, you know, which I mentioned again in the review of episode 1, but I just kind of want to mention again, is it's not so much a game as it is a television series that you kind of control and play along with and provide input to, and then it determines what it's going to do based on your input. Really cool idea. I like how it's being implemented, and I'm excited that they're coming out with a second season to a game. You know, it's not really a sequel, but it's another season. So I think it's really cool. I definitely think the series is worth checking out. You won't regret it. You'll enjoy the money you spent on it. You know, you'll know that it went to a good cause by the time you get through the game. Like I said, the first episode I was kind of hesitant. Is it really worth all the money? After buying it, you know, and playing through the second episode and really getting into the story more, I can't wait. In fact, as soon as I'm done with this review, I'm planning on playing the third episode. So until next time, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a lot. You don't even understand how much it helps us out. We appreciate all of you that are subscribed. We appreciate you supporting us. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, if it helped you, if it gave you some information about the game. And also in the comments below, I'd love to know what you guys think about the game, how much you guys are enjoying it, if you guys are excited that there's a second season coming out. Maybe you didn't enjoy it. Maybe you think there's too many console games. I'd love to hear that too. I love hearing from you guys and what you guys think about this stuff. But until next time, this is Mystical signing out. I'll see you guys in the game.